Nakuru is one of the 5 cities that we have in our Republic of Kenya, which means it is one of the richest places that we have in our country. But did you know that Nakuru's wealth and the central business district of Nakuru, the CBD, is run, about half of it is run by these 5 billionaires who controlled this town and city back in the days. But after their passing and after their death, their families have been in constant battles trying to take over the Nakuru business empires. Now, let's get down to business so that you will get to understand what we are talking about. Heirs to Nakuru City's dead billionaires are currently embroiled in fierce legal battles over the estates. The wealthy patriarchs who built their fortunes from humble beginning left behind substantial wealth that has sparked serious court cases as their widows, children, and in some instances mistresses all vie for a share. Some of these disputes have been dragging in court for years as the multi-billion shillings empires crumble under the strain of the Ragos. An estimated 60 billion is at the heart of these vicious inheritance disputes in Nakuru. Now, to start with, the first name that we and the first family that we shall start with is the Philip Kamau family. The estate of Kamau, who passed away on May 1st, 2012, has been a battleground for nearly 13 years. Kamau, who served as a prison officer in the 1960s and later as a councillor and nominated member of parliament, left behind a shillings 1 billion estate that includes Pinkham and Molo houses in the city, business premises, movable and immovable properties, a funeral home, and various other assets. According to a will filed in court, he also owned motor vehicles, residential homes, and shops. He had savings in bank accounts, shares in Mwariki and Kiamonyi Farm Limited, Embakasi Ranching Limited, and Mangu Enterprise Limited. His widows, Teresia Njeri, Margaret Damat, and Lucy Wanjiru, and their stepson, Joseph Njuguna, are in a protracted legal struggle with Njuguna's sister, Elizabeth Wanjiku, over the distribution of the estate. Njuguna and Wanjiku are the children of Kamau's first wife, Alice Kahaki, a businesswoman who died on August 25, 1983. The former member of parliament and appointed lawyer Juma Kiplenge, who died on October 7, 2022 as the executor of the will, which was drawn by the law firm of former Assistant Minister Mirugi Kariuki. The family number 2 is the family of Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, the second president of the Republic of Kenya. The family of the former president is embroiled in a complex inheritance dispute. Recent court cases filed by Moi's daughter-in-law Milka Faith Nyambura and Collins Kibet Toroitich Moi, the eldest son of the late Jonathan Moi, have exposed significant rifts within the family. These disputes are on Moi's estimated 300 billion estate, which includes assets across multiple jurisdictions. Nyambura is seeking a Kenya shillings 2.5 million to cover her son's medical expenses, while Collins has accused other family members of scheming to disinherit him. He has also challenged the powers granted to lawyer Zerabanu Jan Mohammed to manage Moi's estate. According to court papers, both Collins and Nyambura are demanding, among others, an accurate inventory of Moi's assets and liabilities and revocation of the powers given to Ms. Jan Mohammed. Last year, Collins filed a case in the Family Division Court in Milimani, Nairobi, claiming that he was being locked out of the estate and denied his fair share. He claimed that assets had been irregularly transferred in plans to disinherit him. Collins further claimed that assets were being disposed without the necessary authorization from the relevant parties, citing a Kenya shillings 1.7 billion sale of a majority stake in Signon Aviation, a subsidiary of the family-owned Signon Group Limited, in November 2021. Ms. Jan Mohammed was given the powers to manage Moi's estate on October 9, 2020, following the former president's death on February 4 the same year. In his will filed in court, Moi shared his assets equally among his 5 sons, and in the case of the sons' death, as in the case of Jonathan, their children would be the heirs. The sons are the late Jonathan, Raymond Moi, John Moi, John Mark, Philip, and Gideon Moi. Court documents seen by the Nation shows that Moi's vast estate covers assets of various classes in multiple jurisdictions, which include the United Kingdom, Australia, Malawi, and Kenya. Moi's family is arguably one of the richest in Kenya based on the business empire it has built over years, with a net worth estimated to be in excess of $3 billion, which is equal to 310.2 billion Kenyan shillings. This is wealth accumulated before, during, and after Moi's 24-year rule from 1978 to 2002, with his children expanding the empire further. Are you getting it? Now continuing with these children expanding the empire of their father to further limits. Now, according to official and non-official sources, the family's business spans real estate, transport, education, hospitality, industry, banking, aviation, manufacturing, media, agribusinesses, security, and construction, among others. The Mois either fully own or have shares in a number of banks and financial entities. Among them is Transnational Bank, Equatorial Bank, First American Bank, Giro Bank, Giant Forex Bureau, Equity Stock Brokers, and Sovereign Group. The family owns Standard Group, the parent company to KTN, Standard Newspaper, and a number of radio stations, including Radio Maisha. Other subsidiaries include Rollard Printing and Baraza Limited. Moi settled at the Kabarak home in Nakuru after his retirement in 2002 and was buried there when he died. On the expansive farm that is estimated to be excess of 2,300 acres are multi-billion properties, including Kabarak Primary School, Kabarak High School, Kabarak University, and Kabarak Guest House, a church, a garage, and farms. The William Komen family in Nakuru comes on number 3. The family of the former MP for Rongai, William Komen, has been in a protracted legal battle over a 2,600-acre property in Njoro sub-county. Komen, who passed away in 1997 at the age of 87 years, left behind 3 widows: Magdalene Tapsiakat Komen, Sote Komen, and Rachel Chemngeno Komen, and 10 children. He also left behind massive wealth running into billions of shillings in Nakuru and Baringo counties, which is now the bone of contention. The dispute over his estate has persisted for more than 2 decades, reflecting the complexities and sensitivities involved in managing such significant assets. The number 4 family is the Kihika Kimani family, which is the family of the current governor of Nakuru, Susan Kihika. The family of Dixon Kihika Kimani, a former Nakuru North Member of Parliament and father of current Nakuru Governor Susan Kihika, is also engaged in a heated succession battle over a 600 million estate. His 3 children, Florence Duta, Anthony Kihika, and Judy Muthoni, have sued their foremothers, seeking to replace them as administrators to the estate, citing the mother's advanced age and alleged inability to manage the estate effectively. The case was filed in 2018. And On number 5 is the Josek Duo family. The Duo's family is fighting over a 1 billion Kenya shilling estate following his death on December 27th, 2021. He left behind 2 widows and 5 children. Now, the other family that we will name is the Washington Olweni. Children and widows of Washington Olweni, who was a surveyor, are also fighting over a 200 million estate after his death in 2016. Besides Evans Sunrise Hospital at the heart of Nakuru City, the man owned properties in Nakuru, Kisumu and Nairobi cities. His wives Nora Olweni and Anna Wanjiru Olweni and Felicia Olweni and her sons Edwin and Timothy have been seeking control of the property. Last year, Nora, who is battling the other 2 women for a share of the estate, withdrew a consent she had signed to undergo a DNA test that was to prove that she had a son with Olweni. The other family is the Fai Amario, Kenya's pioneer of micro distilleries. Fai Amario, who changed his name from Gilbert Njoroge, left behind a fortune now worthy excess of 760 million. According to a valuation report by the Minister of Lands and Physical Planning, Amario died without a will on May 23, 2010, leaving behind the fortune that is at the center of a bitter succession case involving his 8 children and 2 wives. The dispute property is in Nakuru, Naivasha, Kieni, in Embu County and in Kiambu County. In Naivasha, Amario built the distillery Fai Amario Wineries Limited for Kenya shillings 17 million. He manufactured low-head alcohol brands and made millions that he invested in land, real estate, and other sectors. In May, Mr. Evans, later 33 years, claiming to be the biological son of the late tycoon, sued seeking to be included as a beneficiary to the estate. This is the story of the billionaires that run and own their half of the Nakuru Central Business District. Subscribe.